After she cheated on and abandoned us, my ex-wife sought a second chance. I shut that door firmly. I never thought I'd be telling this story, but here I am. I'm David Miller, 38, single father of two incredible boys, and survivor of what I can only describe as the ultimate betrayal. Sarah and I met at Thompson and Brooks Marketing when I was 24. She had this way of lighting up the room with her smile, and within 2 years, we were married. Life was good, really good. Our first son, Jake, came along, and we were on cloud 9. Sarah decided to stay home with him, a choice she made herself. Then came the surprise. Noah was on the way. Sarah wasn't exactly thrilled, but I remember that conversation like it was yesterday. "David, I don't know if I can do this again," she whispered, looking at the pregnancy test like it was a grenade about to go off. "Hey, look at me," I said, holding her hands. "Whatever you decide, I'm with you. We don't have to do this if you're not ready." She chose to keep the baby, but something changed after Noah was born. The Sarah I'd known was gone, replaced by someone unrecognizable. She started snapping at Jake over the smallest things. "Stop running in the house. Can't you see I'm trying to watch my show? David, control your son." Your son. That's what Jake became. Suddenly, I was working extra hours just to keep the peace at home. But one day, our housekeeper, Mrs. Chin, gently pulled me aside. "Mr. Miller, I worry about boys. They sit with TV all day. Mrs. Miller never plays with them, just reality shows, always reality shows." I tried talking to Sarah. I even asked my parents to watch the boys, hoping we could have a calm, rational discussion. I was wrong. "Sarah, honey, we need to talk about the household expenses." She didn't look up from her phone. "What about them? We can't afford the housekeeper anymore. I thought maybe you could take on some of the—" "Oh, here we go." She threw her phone onto the couch. "Poor David can't provide for his family, so it's my fault now? You sit at your desk all day while I'm stuck here." "Stuck here? Sarah, you chose to stay home. And lately, you're not even—" "Not even what?" She stood up, face red. "Not even being a good mother? Is that what you're saying? Jake is terrified of you, and Noah barely knows you're in the room most days. So yeah, maybe that's exactly what I'm saying." I didn't see the push coming. One second I was standing there, the next I was crashing into the dining room table. I ended up in the ER with severe bruising. That night, lying in the hospital bed, I made a decision. "You need to leave, Sarah. I can't trust you around the boys anymore." Sarah moved to her brother's place, and we started marriage counseling. Her therapist diagnosed her with postpartum depression. For 6 months, things seemed to improve, but then the missed sessions began. One evening, after her 3rd missed appointment in a row, I decided to check on her. I went to her brother's house, walked around to the backyard, and there they were. Sarah and Marcus, her old college boyfriend, tangled up on the patio swing. 5 years of marriage, 2 children, and countless promises, all thrown away for her college sweetheart. The divorce was ugly. Her brother had the nerve to say, "Sarah's finally choosing herself, and she deserves this chance at happiness." She even signed away her parental rights without hesitation. I thought I'd hit rock bottom, but I was wrong. 5 years passed. I built a new life with Jake and Noah. We moved to Cedar Grove, a nice suburb with good schools. Jake joined the soccer team, and Noah found his passion in chess. Then fate had one last twist for me. During a PTA meeting, I met Emily. She was there with her niece who had just joined Jake's class, and we ended up talking all evening. Emily was warm, grounded, and genuinely cared about people, especially kids. For the first time in years, I felt something I thought I'd lost: hope. Emily didn't just become my partner, she became a friend to my boys. She went to Jake's games and sat with Noah for hours, learning chess just to keep him company. We grew into a family, slowly but surely, and I could see the boys blossoming with her around. We'd been together for nearly a year when it happened, the knock on the door. I opened the door, and there she was, Sarah, with a little girl clutching her hand. The girl had Sarah's eyes and curls. "David," Sarah's voice cracked. "Can we talk? Marcus left us, took a job in Singapore. He says he can't be tied down with a family. I was wrong, so wrong. We could be a family again, all of us." I looked at her, then at the girl, and felt nothing but pity. "This stopped being your family the day you chose him over your son, Sarah. We're not your backup plan." I shut the door. I thought that would be the end of it, but the real betrayal was still waiting. Months later, Jake came to me, looking troubled. Daddy, Grandma said if we told you about Mommy visiting, bad things would happen. We didn't want bad things to happen. My own parents had been letting Sarah see the boys during their visits, swearing them to secrecy. Noah just hugged me and cried. After some heated conversations and therapy discussions, I decided against filing restraining orders. Instead, I set clear boundaries for visits. My parents and Sarah could see the boys under one condition. The boys' comfort and emotional well-being were the priority, and Emily and I had to be informed every time. I wouldn't let them be manipulated again. A few months later, I could finally say we were okay. Jake was excelling in soccer, and Noah had just won his first chess tournament. Emily was there for every milestone, becoming a wonderful mother figure. The boys felt safe, loved, and whole with her in our lives. And though I allowed Sarah and my parents to have limited visits, Emily remained their mother in all the ways that counted. She knew when to listen, when to encourage, and how to make them feel genuinely happy. She was the heart of our home. One day, Jake looked up at me. Dad, are we going to be okay? I pulled him and Noah close. We already are. We have each other, and that's all we need. Emily smiled, wrapping her arms around us. Our family may have been patched together through hardship and healing, but it was stronger than anything I could have imagined. And as I looked at the faces around me, I knew this was the family that was meant to be.